As I'm like touching.
Working? Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. So, first order of business. Approve minutes from July 15th and the 29th.
So moved.
Second,
Sure, second. I'm waiting
any questions or,
Well, I wasn't here for July, so
okay,
maybe we could split those.
Oh, you have a question on the.
you got a question?
Well, no, but I wasn't here, so I can't.
Okay, that's
That's what I'm saying, like,
so we don't have any we're all set.
Okay.
All in favor? Any opposed? You abstained. Okay,
Works.
I understand. Okay, next item on the agenda is public comment. Is there any public comment? Going once, going twice. No public comment. Okay. We'll move on to department head reports. First one. Oh, Tim's up to bat. Not wrong, Tim. Superintendent report. And he is absent due to a death in the family. So I don't know if there's any comment on his report, but take it up with Tim when you see him. Unless I can answer a question for you. No? Okay. The assessor report is here and she is not. I think things are progressing. There are some cases that will be in small claims court. And maybe even, I don't know, where's the next ones go? Surrogate or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Supreme Court or something. Supreme Court, yeah.
If they're commercial.
Oh, okay. You don't get involved in that though, do you?
That's
Okay,
how.
okay.
I thought it was interesting, the one that wants there's a zero difference, like a whole.
Yeah.
Instead of 1.3 million, they think it should be 130,000.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Well, I guess we'll see how it all works out. Casey, there you are. How's things?
Good. I did my report. If anybody has any questions for me.
Did you ever find where that headstone was that person was looking for?
Which headstone?
It was a headstone that somebody was looking for. I went around the cemetery on Minor Street. I didn't find it. I thought you sent me that.
Not that I remember.
I'll have to look again.
Yeah.
I'll make a note.
I just have is the Foundations of Freedom book available at the Camp Free Library?
I think you have to buy it through the association, the town association.
Got it.
But I have a copy of it, so if anybody wants to come down and look at it, feel free.
Anything else for Casey? Rec report. Megan,
Other than that?
questions for Megan?
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of curious about the process for the bathrooms at Taylor Park. How's that coming along?
We're waiting for the official paperwork from the water test. DOH will not clear us until we have it.
And is there's an ETA for that?
Waiting on our water department to deliver it to.
It passed though. They just need
hasn't passed
paper.
on a verbal, they just need paperwork.
Okay.
And then what's next?
As soon as DOH tells me I can open the bathroom, then open the bathroom.
Sounds good.
Anything else for Megan? Megan? Treasurer's report? Anyone? Oh, it's a quiet night tonight. Let's see here. Police report. How you doing?
Yeah, a couple of them.
Yep.
mhm.
we have some community events coming up. I just want to make public notice. We have the Run for Donuts, which is the second annual fundraiser that we do in PD. And the funds are gonna go to the North Country Honor Flight, which pays for flights for veterans to DC, to see the monuments and such. So good cause.
Amazing.
$30 to enter, you get a t-shirt, you get to get a couple donuts in you, maybe go for some exercise there.
Maybe.
Remington Trail. And that's gonna be on the 19th of September at 10. You can register at our office, or you can register that day at 9. Please get out and do so. And then on the 5th of September, we're partnering with the Rensselaer Falls Fire Department, the Sheriff's Office, and ourselves for the Battle of Badges, which is a blood drive. So you go there, you can write our name down, and we could potentially win bragging rights for getting those people there to donate blood. So
Where's that gonna be held?
that is at the Rensselaer Falls Fire Department
Okay,
on September 5th from 9 AM to 1 PM. So if you want to donate blood, another great cause there. There's definitely a shortage.
Hmm.
And then I just want to make note that we've had some issues with people in our parks after hours. It's hours they have on the signs. A little research so that we're kind of lacking village code there. I think there's a hole there. So I'm just want to maybe propose that we look to see to fill that gap in our village code to allow us to enforce those hours are posted. And then gain compliance with people leaving when they shouldn't be there.
okay.
In preparation for any issues we might see.
In the past, we've set the hours and we've pretty well had compliance, but maybe, his concern is that we need to, maybe have something in the code that's a little bit more specific.
The Chief and I spoke about that.
Yeah, and he's copied me in the emails going back and forth a little bit, so. You think you can, come up with some thoughts on code?
Certainly,
Best way to do it, so it held up?
sure.
Thank you.
Outside of that, I have nothing else. Unless there's something else to add.
Questions for Ryan? Okay, let's see. Oh, we already did this one. This was the treasurer's report. We can do it again. ED is at a conference today. Been a couple of days, so she isn't here tonight. I don't know if there's anything anybody wants to make a mention about with ED, economic development. A lot of things happening.
Right. I don't know. I mean, for the committee report, I was going to say that there isn't much to report, despite the fact that obviously that office has no shortage of work.
Okay.
And the EDSC is not meeting this month, both because of Lee's conference and because we usually take a summer month off. And yeah, I don't really think there's much.
Okay.
I mean,
Sure.
CFA.
Right, right.
Big thing.
Yeah, we're meeting our targets on filing and that.
Right.
And then, it doesn't benefit us directly, but we do charge a grant that provide nature's.
I signed some papers and I gotta make sure email them, so they have to go into National Grid. So I'll do that tomorrow morning. Anything else?
No, I mean, her report's pretty thorough in terms of the projects moving forward.
Okay.
So, lots of good stuff happening.
Good.
I've got nothing new to add to my report. Any questions?
Okay. Moving along. Clerk's report.
I don't have anything to add either.
No. Okay. Any questions for the other Megan here? Wow.
Easy.
Okay. And what else do I have here? Thomas in a bit.
Yep.
Okay. Didn't forget anybody. So I need a motion to accept department head reports.
So moved. Second.
I just have one quick comment for Casey and Megan. St. Lawrence Make a Difference Day is October 24th. So if there are things that you're interested in help with, I'm sure we would take any ideas we got. Yep. Just want to let you know.
Right.
All in favor?
Aye,
Anyone opposed? Okay,
not quite the same
Yep.
thing.
committee reports. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. The Waterfront Advisory Committee is still, of course, working with Partner Judas on the local waterfront revitalization plan revision. There have been a grand total of 5 additional surveys that have come in from the 22 that came in at the end of June. So we're up to 27. We'd like to keep that number going. So the survey will remain open through September, into early September. There are brochures, of course, at the Canton Free Library with QR codes and access to the survey. You can also visit the website, which is just lwrp.socialpoint.com to fill out the survey. So keep that up, and I will. I realize that I need to give this information over to the clerk's office so we can possibly put it on the website and onto on the Facebook page as well. So that's the big thing that's happening with the WAC is just keeping that survey going to continue to get responses. And Complete Streets Task Force, I might as well go on there.
Sure.
There's an agenda item that has to do with Complete Streets and the Canton Trail. But the bulk of the meeting this month was about the Trails Map kiosk. We're discussing things mostly about the content of that map and about design possibilities for the map. And of course, we're still narrowing in on locations and other like sort of tangential information like points of interest that might be off of some of the trails that would be featured on the map. So that's where we are with that.
Golf, I'll start with. It's been busy. We, in response to a meeting that we had, and I can't recall the date off the top of my head, but we had over 50 people who gathered for a community meeting to give us some feedback. And 3 of us were there. Barb and Kara and I were there. And it was a very helpful meeting. In response to that, we are putting together an advisory committee, and we have put out an application that was due on the 17th. Barb and I have met with Kevin a couple of times. We've met with Fenlongs as well, who have the restaurant out there, and we're getting lots of feedback from lots of people. We will be in process of putting together likely a 5-person advisory committee to continue community conversations about golf and ways that we can improve. So I don't know if there's anything in particular that
I've gotten in touch with the executive director of the Golf Superintendents of America New York chapter, very helpful guy, who put me. Think about it. He sent me some information about. I wanted him to information specifically about municipal golf courses, of which there are 13 municipal.
The entire state, there are 13 municipal. The rest of them private, right? How about that?
Including Monroe County, which has 3 golf courses, runs 3 golf courses, which I found.
So 3 of the 12.
3 of the 12 are in Monroe County. So, and I've actually contacted the person there, and he and I are going to have a conversation next week about some of the specific questions I have about municipal golf courses. So, we're gathering information.
We are gathering lots of information.
And the golf course superintendents of America will be very helpful if we need to post our job there, and they send it to all the schools that have turf management programs. I think that's will be a really good. And then the person then I spoke with the guy, it was just really helpful and
Mhm.
doing very well to help, so.
And we are totally open to, people connecting with us, and they certainly have over the past several weeks, individually talked to me and Barb for sure. So we welcome feedback, and we'll be putting the committee together.
More to come.
More to come.
Okay. Next.
I can do a few reports. So building committee met. So we're going to move forward with getting an ADA assessment completed. So probably more on that because I'm coming soon. In the shorter term, we're looking at the parking situation that was raised. We're thinking about how to improve signage so that people know what is already available in order to assist people. We've been looking at various options for lifts and things as well. So that's the work we've begun on the accessibility piece of things, and you'll hear more as we go forward. We also agreed that we should pursue some grading and gutter work to try to address the water that, flows into the building.
The free flow of water.
Free flow of water. We got some ideas there. I mean, surely just will help, shall we say. And then we also began work on a flag policy, which will be circulated before our next joint meeting. Discussing sort of placement issues and, are the poles, adequate and in the right places and all of that sort of good stuff. Yeah, exactly. So, that's building committee. Communications and technology, the village side of our committee met to begin working on the standard operating procedures for communication around emergent issues. So that we have a procedure that is in place. So I think we're hoping to have something for our next meeting. I already said about ED. I don't think there's anything else to say about economic development. Infrastructure, folks read Tim's report, just noting that water main break. This is happening every couple of months, I think, at this point.
They had another since then, small one.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Also, you saw in Tim's report that the water towers have been cleaned and inspected. And we would suspect that the reports on those are going to come back no better and probably worse than the last time because we already knew that they needed replacement.
Why would they do that?
So,
Just ignore them.
yeah, like unless there's a magic wand somewhere that we all don't know about, there's not good news coming. So,
Our engineer's sitting in the corner.
So, I say all of this though, because, I think it's pretty important that, for whoever listens to us after the fact and, to get it out into the public that the board agreed, we passed a resolution agreeing that this, the water projects are a very high priority for the village and that we're going to push them forward. And this is why. So, otherwise, I think, there's just a lot in the works. Obviously, that we have things on the agenda, so I will cut it there.
Okay. Anybody else? We're good.
Oh, sustainability.
We didn't meet.
How's the water doing in your? Well, I just, I'm just asking.
There's no algae.
It falls from the sky.
Okay.
That's what I'm.
Great water, it's our tertiary source.
Okay.
2 years ago, flooding like crazy. Last year drought. This year, more of a balance.
Okay. That being said, we'll move on. Communications and information chamber.
Excuse me. I spent the last couple of weeks, following that Larrabee around.
Oh, really?
Tell us more.
Seems like everybody does. Actually.
I was following him around.
We had twice celebrated their 75th anniversary, and we were there for ribbon cutting. The bent beam open. I actually was going through my old files today, and I found a thing from 2022 where bent beam was on the top of the list of things that were happening. So that's done. I started sending out emails about Phantoms in the Park, which is coming up on October 24th. The Craft Food and Wine Open Air Market in Madrid is on September 12th, and we're looking for volunteers for that. I'll send something out about that if anybody wants to. You get free entry into the park, so that's nice.
Cool.
And it's nothing hard to do there. We're going to do Planned Parenthood is having an open house on September 18th, and we'll be doing a ribbon cutting there for if they make some changes. And
That was all internal because there's nothing they've done outside, right?
I guess, I don't know, but it might be more.
They are getting a new
Maybe not
sign,
physical
right?
changes,
Okay.
but
They redid their
changes.
sign.
They're adding some programs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I see you at Canton Apples?
Yes.
Too?
Yeah, that's what I'm really doing.
Okay. First prize
Yeah.
was right.
If you were there early, it
Yeah,
was-
if you weren't there, that was really nice too.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
well, I was there, but for the wrong reasons.
Okay. Oh, right.
Next year,
Yeah.
you should go for the
Yeah.
apples.
Mhm.
It was a massive accident.
Yeah, that was terrible.
People are in pretty rough shape.
Otherwise, it was really nice.
Good.
Yes, it was.
Any other questions for Tom?
Thank you.
Appreciate your comprehensive report,
Yes,
written one.
Thank you.
agreed.
I had a couple other things. We got our letter about workers' comp from Steve Button. I just wanted to mention it to the board that the increase is 46% for us. We're up $42,000. So we're investigating why, but we think we have discovered it. So we're just waiting for a word back from
So we'll
Steve.
get clarification.
We'll get clarification, but it's not good.
41%.
We think there was an error made.
46%.
We think it was in there. Okay.
Yeah, but
Um,
somewhere in,
Somewhere. in
they
there.
don't have everybody on the list that they're supposed to have
Yeah.
from last year. Now this year, it's a more complete list. Apparently the letter stopped at the letter P,
mm,
and then go all the way to W. 20-some people missing from,
Okay, so the 46% is because someone.
Yeah.
We're just, yeah,
This
we're
is
not
the
sure if
increase
we were
that-
billed
this year.
correctly last year.
Okay.
We're looking into
We'll see
that.
what happens. I just
Stay tuned.
Yes.
wanted to warn you that that happened.
Thank you.
So, we did get a check for the 250th commemoration committee, $1,000 check,
Great.
just so you know,
Mhm,
it came.
mhm.
Perfect.
You were asking.
I was asking.
Mhm.
That's
$1,000.
fantastic.
Yes.
$1,000, yes.
What we need.
What else did I have? Oh, yeah, one thing I mentioned, it's in my file for communications. And I should have brought it up for Cindy's report. There is we may have to do a law change to give fully disabled veterans the proper credit that's going to be allowed now. The ruling came from New York State that we have to change the law to do it. I think there's 3 or 4 people that affects, that they would get 100% credit on their taxes. So that's coming, and that should go under Cindy's report. So I can move on to old business now. And we'll fit Andrew in.
Sure.
Report on the sewer project. Normally we, put it out there, you send the reports, and, but thanks for coming.
Yeah, so just wanted to touch base, I know, Mike and Megan, you've been CC'd on some correspondence with EFC, so, we issued notice to proceed in May. Obviously, nothing's really gotten done yet. The big bulk of the past 3 months is, the contractors getting their, MWB utilization plans approved. We had a few iterations with the general contractor trying to obtain a waiver. We were successful last week in getting that waiver, so, I spoke with, Jason Wayland today, the project manager for Sheehan, and they intend to mobilize next week, get their job trailer up here. They have some field inverts that they need to verify, and then the following week is kind of when they anticipate to have a full crew on site and really get going. I think the work for the fall that they have planned is to begin the new Headworks building foundation and get that building shelled out, as well as replace the effluent line. And we've coordinated with them, obviously with the golf course there, and said, your time frame for that is pretty limited. So I think November is when they're going to try to get in there to do the crossing at the golf course, not to interrupt, so there's no interruption there. And I believe they also want to try to get the 42-inch bypass line at the treatment plant between the lagoons done this fall as well. And we kind of anticipate, not calling it a shutdown in the winter time, but slowing down, just because, it's winter time. So, and then picking back up in the spring and next summer with the lagoon liner replacement. That's the main focus for the work next year. So that's a schedule update. Kind of project update. The end of July, we resubmitted a WQIP application, and that is retroactive, I think, up to a year for any construction costs. So, for example, tonight we have a board action for payment application number 1 from Sheehan. Even though that would be dispersed prior to any award, it's still eligible for the grant funding. Because there is I believe it's a year look back period on that. We anticipate those awards to be announced towards the end of this year, probably December. With regard to the payment application, that is for Sheehan, what we call stored materials. So obviously, I don't know if been up to the site, but they have big laydown area. There's a ton of PVC pipe and the HDPE liners. So they've been invoiced for that. They paid for that under the general conditions of the contract. That's eligible for payment under stored materials. So upon approval of that, I think Kelly Lathan has been handling the disbursement requests. So that would just be sending that signed copy of the payment application to Kelly, and then she'll handle everything on EFC.
I already signed that today.
Perfect.
And, the project's approved, so we don't have to approve each and every bill. It goes to the treasurer. She handles processing.
Perfect.
So, I still have to, sign them all, but that's the process. I did put it in the drive so that the board can see, what's come along. I just thought you'd like to see how that
Me
proceeds.
too.
As I receive them, I'll drop them in there for the meeting. And then the progress reports are also in there the same way. I've seen the material there. There's no doubt in my mind that what's there is, we're being charged for is appropriate.
And then on our end, there was some correspondence last week. I think they put a hold on BNL's contract. We'll get that straightened away.
That's, there'll probably be a couple of holds on that kind of stuff. So that happens. The state's a little finicky with some things, I think. I was surprised at how long it took to get the WMB straightened around. Are all 3 contracts done now? Or are they still waiting on one?
The mechanical, but that
Okay.
won't hold anything up because until we have the Headworks building there.
Right.
But I reached out to their PM, and they have a couple more vendors that they need to solicit that could potentially add to that utilization. Once they get that back, we'll pass it along. But I think we've gotten to the point where once we have this submission, we should be all set.
Okay. Board, questions?
Will there be a disruption soon in
The trail,
Yeah,
the trail will close when they do
in November.
the pipe. Late October, November.
Yeah, so depending on their sequencing, they don't have to necessarily follow a linear path from the plant to the outfall.
Right.
They're just going manhole to manhole, so, Jason did mention possibly starting at the, county road and getting that stretch between those manholes done first.
Okay.
So we can certainly keep the board updated on when we anticipate that,
Mhm.
that bike trail to.
We'd like to be able to publicize
Yeah,
that,
sure.
maybe get a, some sort of notice out.
And I mean, we've talked about it a couple of times, so it's no secret, but it would be good to be able to,
I
Push
think
it
you
out
tell
there.
people specifically that thing.
yes,
Absolutely.
whenever it needs to
And,
happen.
and what the plan is. Now, are the manholes getting replaced too?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, that's gonna be important that we can follow up with the closure of that trail. And, if there's some way we can address it, so.
So that's the sewer project. I wasn't planning on the water or I'm calling it the FEMA project as a pump station, but I can provide updates.
I think we have a meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm still interested in, how, we're in was it AE flood zone?
Yeah.
Cause I can't find that listed anywhere.
So I think we've handled that with FEMA. I
Okay.
think they're in acceptance that pump station is within the flood zone. Kind
Okay.
of the holdup right now was, the letter that they received from, is it 9-year, the insurance company?
Insurance, yeah.
Stated that the standards that we put in our report, which is, 10 state standards, do not apply to the pump station because it's an existing building. So the only codes that would apply are New York State existing building code. That was that email that I sent on Friday back
Okay.
to her. That's not true. So we referenced New York State codes and regs, part 750, where it clearly defines 10 state standards as an acceptable, guidelines that the DEC essentially,
Okay.
would approve. So I think we'll be covered with that, but we'll find out more.
Well, let's see how tomorrow goes, and then we'll go from there.
Yep.
So ongoing things with FEMA. So just trying to get money.
Yep.
Any other questions for Ed? Okay, thank you. Appreciate you coming.
Thanks, Andrew.
Safe travels.
Okay, next item there was an update on Midtown Plaza. Probably noticed there's a little fencing going on.
Love it.
It's
Right on
coming.
the timeline, I love it.
Yeah, I think they're a little ahead really on the fencing, but that's okay. I've had communications with the post office. Locally, the national person still hasn't gotten back to me, so.
Don't let us miss popping the champagne.
Oh, well, it's gonna, there'll be more to follow. They still have to do the remediation.
I'm
and then-
anticipating, I'm just.
Yeah, and then,
Well, that has been quite some.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
so we're getting serious now. Things are moving.
It's visible.
Things are moving.
You can see it.
So, and that's what we need.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As soon as the contract is set, we're gonna be going. I have nothing more than that. It's all good.
Awesome.
Excited. Okay, we'll move on to new business. Authorized payment of vouchers and transfer funds.
That's it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We have a new fire department member, Kurt Williams, the second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The resignation of Christine, Ruby,
So moved. Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Authorize the action of unrecovered found property and items used in crimes that are no longer needed. that,
We're gonna auction them off.
we're gonna, well, yeah,
There's some fancy acronym.
Ryan,
That's a very interesting phrasing.
I put it in the way he gave it. It's all on him.
Don't need them for the crimes anymore.
I think he provided a list,
He did.
so,
Yeah.
that's all in there. But he needs approval from us to move forward.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, approved salary change for recreation labor, Chris Geico?
Yeah,
Giaco, I'm sorry. $20 an hour, retroactive.
so moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Next one is the Canton Trail designation signs. And the installation thereof.
Yeah, I,
I was asked to put this on by Paris.
sure. Take one, pass one, yeah.
I will.
There are enough, anybody
You
else
got
wants
one?
to look
Okay.
at them. Yes,
Thank you, Mia.
I'll walk you through this in just a moment, but, of course, the project as a whole was approved quite some time ago, and thanks to the Canton Community Fund for funding those signs, including the signs like the one that's right behind me. That is what I'm calling a destination sign, because it points the way to a particular destination, at the end of, either end of the, Canton Trail. I noticed that on the sign, it's a little like italics, the Canton Trail, the.
Like
The
the
Ohio
Ohio
State.
State.
But I thought it was gonna be useful to focus in on the placements of the destination signs, particularly at Taylor Park entrance, because there's a couple of things involved in there. And that, the first picture that you see there is what is currently there with the blue sign and the flagpole and the stop sign and the gate and so on. The intention here is to remove that blue sign and the flagpole, to retain the stop sign, and to put the destination sign pointing back toward Remington Trail, between the old post with the stop sign and the new post that would go parallel to it. And then if you flip to the back on page 2, I had to go to an aerial view because there was no other way to do this. What would happen then is that blue Taylor Park sign, or Taylor Park Beach is what it currently says, that would then be replaced with just a sort of a generic Taylor Park sign. And that would form, hopefully, ideally, this nice kind of neat 90-degree angle that's easy to mow around and so on. So the east-facing sign would be the destination sign for pointing back to Remington Trail. And the sign facing north would say Taylor Park on it. And it would indicate, of course, the entrance to Taylor Park. So that work would, need to be figured out who exactly would be doing that, removing that sign, removing the old sign, removing the flagpole, and sort of figuring out then the installation of the 2 new wooden posts and the 2 new signs. The Complete Streets Task Force, the budget for the sign project has enough to purchase the posts for putting in these destination signs, as well as purchasing a nice new, potentially brown sign for, bless you, for Taylor Park. However, the original sign was blue, so if it has to be blue, that could be arranged. But that would be a decision we'd need to make as to whether we'd want it brown or blue. Brown would be consistent with everything else that's part of the Canton Trail.
Would make it brown.
But yeah, it seems to make sense. I noticed that other recreation signs tend to be blue, so that's why the question came up. With brown, unless there's an objection. Yep.
I already have new signage for Taylor Park.
You have new signage for Taylor Park.
It would have been put up 2 years ago, but we have been closed since Storm Debbie.
All right, good. Okay, well then that might change, that wouldn't necessarily change the configuration of the post, it would just change whether or not the Complete Streets Task Force budget for the sign project buys a Taylor Park sign. Other questions at this point about how that would work for Taylor Park? So removal of stuff, neatening up, and then putting in those 2 new posts. Similarly, the Sullivan Drive entrance to the Remington Recreational Trail, excuse me. On the left side of the picture there, you see on the left side, you see the existing signs that are parallel to Sullivan Drive. Flip the page to the last page, and you see the rendering of what the destination sign would look like for the Canton Trail. Again, that would be pointing people back toward Taylor Park. We chose to put it on the right-hand side of the road, so it wasn't getting, so it's easy, and it's the direction of travel, because that's typically how you would cycle and drive, of course. And we tried to pick a distance that was reasonably far enough away from the stop sign that it wouldn't obstruct the stop sign. And it would just simply be perpendicular to Sullivan Drive, parallel to State Street, and pointing back toward Remington, Taylor Park. So that's the plan for that. Again, I think this was all approved about a year ago, just there were some details that we wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of. Yep.
So wait, where is going to be the destination sign as it relates to the trail, the Remington?
Well, there's already a Remington Trail sign, of course, that marks Remington Trail as part of the Canton Trail. The destination sign on the right-hand side of the photo on page 3 is similar to this one. As a matter of fact, it's this one. It would be this sign right here that's behind me that points people down State Street to back toward Taylor.
Okay. Where, so in the
It
picture,
is-
it's just the arrow.
It's just the arrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a
Just
representation.
the arrow.
In the picture, it's just the arrow, but it's actually that.
That sign.
That is
Yeah, yeah.
helpful. Thank you. I'm like, that is going to not be.
I didn't want to go there, I do too much more.
I was like,
Where the clairvoyance comes in.
yes,
Sorry.
yes. Arrow, go that way.
Yes, you just gotta know. No, it'll have
I-
wording on it, obviously.
I'm following now. Thank you.
Yes,
Listen,
that's fine.
if somebody, if
The rest of us.
Oh,
stupid
she wanted to know too, so.
And then, of course, there will be wayfinding signs along the way. Some of those, a majority of them are in the village. There will be a couple that out toward Taylor Park that are really in the jurisdiction of the town. So that kind of installation would have negotiated as well. The installation of the wayfinding signs, left, turn right, kind of signs to get to where you need to be outside of these destination signs. Great. So we're moving along. They've all been organized and marked. They're ready to go up. Just when DPW isn't, risking life.
Dealing with
to
water
fix
main
water
breaks.
main breaks. So
Yeah.
we'd be happy to have them right on that.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Thanks, Megan, for that update.
yeah, get with her and see what she has for sign.
Yeah,
Next item is a contract between the village and NOCO composting.
no, that's me as well.
We, yes, and did that end up in the drive?
It did not.
Okay.
No.
I have a copy of it. There's some questions that have come up about it that may require our attorney to take a look at. And it hasn't gone to our attorney yet. You wanna talk to it, or?
I can, I mean.
As I reviewed it and as Kara came to me, the questions revolve around some liability insurance that are in this contract, and this contract was produced really by our ED department, and economic development kind of patterned it off of another contract that they had.
Yeah,
It was kind of a high level contract, so I think this is going to need a little refinement.
yes, mostly ways to make sure that we're working best with a small organization rather than a large commercial organization, which is really where some of this contract language came from a contract that was for a larger commercial project. As you probably know, I've been working off and on with the ED office and Barb as well for about a year and a half to get the food scrap collection stuff going. And late July, we finally got a finalized contract letter from the state, which then moved us forward with designing or writing up this contract. So as I work back and forth with the ED office, finally, this draft brought up some specific questions that need to be answered.
So we're tabling that.
Yep, so we're gonna
Yeah, we're gonna table
Keep
that.
it on the agenda until.
Would you prefer to get an email from Kara? Okay.
Yep.
And highlight the bracketed thing just a little bit better.
Yes, I can do that.
So may I ask, I mean, since it has been a year and a half, can you just refresh our memories on what the contract is, like what we are getting with this grant?
Yeah, so it is primarily setting up two sites, two bulk food scrap collection sites. One at behind the Canton Free Library and the other at Canton Apples. And then NOCO Compost will do hauling from those sites. They are also responsible for essentially like figuring out all the groundwork and securing those sites and maintaining them as they did when the food scrap pickup or drop off was at the Bend and River Park area. And then they're also responsible for putting on an educational program with the Green Team or any other interested groups at Canton Central. Teaching folks how to build a home bin. And they also have a food scrap countertop caddy distribution program that's part of this whole grant that will help continue to encourage people to save their scraps and rather than put them in the waste stream. But yeah, as far as what we're getting from North Country Compost, a majority of it was hauling, and the rest is really site setup and maintenance.
Okay. And the word I'm looking for is dead. No work required of our DPW for any of this project.
Nope, absolutely not. That was the real kind of the heart of it.
Great.
To sort of satisfy the need for the security at that site. And making sure that there's not in the hands of our DPW.
The items in yellow were the ones that became an issue.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it's in the brackets is what
I suggested as a rewrite.
as a rewrite. But we got to run that by legal.
Good. Glad to see it moving forward. Yeah.
Any other
Thank you.
questions? Okay, next item was discuss payout request for Ryan Hughes as he resigns to go into to another job. I would suggest we go to executive session first to discuss a few details. And then we'll decide after that. The last item on the agenda is the next meeting. I expect to be gone. And clerk's office expects to be gone. When I say office, I mean the whole place.
That's your turn.
Yeah.
That's her training. And they've all signed up.
Yeah.
So the office will be closed, what, Monday to
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yep, we'll be back on Friday.
I would like, because I expect to be out in Indiana, unless Anna wants to run this, all by herself.
Without our clerk.
Let's work on it.
Can we move it to like the 23rd?
Well,
23rd?
23rd of September, same time.
23rd?
No,
Is that in the 23rd?
September 23rd.
Anna wants nothing to do with it, so how's the 23rd sound?
Okay.
The 23rd is fine.
6:30?
Public service announcement?
Yes.
Yes.
There has to be.
We have
I'm
to
just
do that.
thinking like issuing permits and stuff.
Well, we have to,
Legally do that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
legally have to have a public notice.
we will notice that, the 23rd is the new date.
Should we do it right now? Like right after this meeting, say at our meeting?
Yeah, well,
The date was changed, but then also.
Yeah.
For self-proclaimed purposes.
it's not unusual. We
I'm gonna
change
put it on
once
the
in a while.
website.
so.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a done deal?
Okay.
Okay,
And we're still keeping October 21. Yes.
yeah,
We're good.
if that's
It
the
is.
October one. Is that okay? You got something?
No, I thought I did, and it's the week before, so it's
Okay,
a couple weeks, that's all. We're good.
okay. So I need a motion to go into executive session. I have two. I have three items, two of which are personnel, and one's a real estate. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, thank you for coming.
Enjoy the evening.
And you can go,
It's
too.
Beautiful out. I said, enjoy the evening. It's beautiful. It got beautiful out. It wasn't so great earlier.
Thanks, everybody.
What's that? Yeah, I know.